Hey everyone, this is Precious. This is something I'm putting together just to give you guys a little insight and awareness on what we put on our face in terms of foundation. Now, just to start things off, as you guys can see, I have 3 cups of water and 3 different foundations. On your right here, you can see I had the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. Now, this is like my go-to foundation for the longest time. I feel like growing up, especially when you were a teen, that MAC was the place to go, like the cosmetic store to go to, especially if you want to get glammed up beforehand, before you go out with your friends or go out with family, etc., etc. Now, my middle foundation, or the foundation that you can see in the middle, is the NYX Total Control Foundation Drops. This was my go-to foundation last summer. So I used that for all of like the summer last year. I feel like it came out last year. And now the one on my far left is the custom blend foundation that was made specifically and specially for me. All right. So can we just quickly acknowledge though, the fact that all of these 3 foundations are like completely different colors? Like the MAC Pro Longwear, I think it's NC35, if I'm not mistaken. It's so super orange. And like the middle one is just so super light. Now, keep in mind, it's so difficult, like it has been and was very difficult for me to find the correct match for foundations. I would literally have to buy 2-3 different bottles and use them all up at once just to find that perfect shade. It would take me so much longer to get ready, and just in general, like it's costly. I'm buying 3 bottles, and especially when like growing up or as a teen, things aren't cheap. So anyway, getting back to it. So today what I'm going to do is called the water test. So a little side note, when we use foundation, sometimes we don't think about what's in them. Like when we break out, sometimes we even blame like the skincare products that we use, the moisturizer, the primer. Sometimes we even blame like the stress and the eating habits that we have, which, don't get me wrong, can contribute to breakouts as well. But sometimes it can be as simple as like using the foundation or looking at the foundation that we have. Before I keep going, let's get one thing straight. I am not here to bash any other makeup line or products. This is strictly, of course, to show you guys a custom blend foundation. And of course, just for educational purposes. I want you guys all to know what to look for and what benefits your skin. Okay, so back to it. So little do you know, usually when you buy these foundations, that sometimes these foundations contain heavy metals and oils that can clog our pores. Now, when you read the ingredients list, you actually won't see anything that says, oh, heavy metals or anything. The reason why is because these companies don't purposely put heavy metals in the foundation per se. Where you can find the heavy metals is the actual dyes and like just to get the actual shades of these foundations. So the heavy metals are more so contaminants that are contained in those dyes to change the color or to pick the different shades. Now, the foundations that you always want or that are good for the skin are mainly water-based foundations and mineral-based foundations. The reason why is it doesn't clog up the pores, it's not non-comedogenic, and it helps the skin breathe throughout. So you can get that coverage or get that glow that you want, but it can also breathe throughout the day. So how can you tell whether it's heavy metals or oils? That is what the water test is for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go through each foundation. We'll mix it up and then we'll kind of go through it. So we'll start first with the MAC Pro Longwear. Okay. So as you can see, I have a cup of water here. A cup of water. There's nothing in it. I didn't put anything in it. It's in a little isotonics cup. We can talk about isotonics on a later date. But So what I'm going to do is, so here's my MAC Pro Longwear, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a couple drops in there. So with all these foundations, you will notice that like it will start with drops, but with foundations that have heavy metals, it'll literally stay the same way on the bottom. When I mix it, I'm going to get you guys to take a closer look. Do you see how literally it just attaches to my stick and it's not budging under there? Like it's literally little things that are floating in the water. Like even when I like put that there, you can see it's kind of going on the bottom, but I spilled a little bit, but it's because I'm rubbing it onto the bottom. So that lets me know that there's heavy metals. That's why it's sinking to the bottom and staying there. So can you imagine when you have like, especially if you're someone that has big pores or large pores, like those things sinking in right into your skin. All right. So that is the MAC Pro Longwear. Now, I am going to take my water. Again, you're going to see nothing in it. Just regular water. Let's take the Total Control. Okay. So with the Total Control, I'm going to put a couple of drops in there. So what we're looking for is that when we mix these foundations, that it actually is in the water, like it actually mixes with the water, because that tells us that it can easily be absorbed and that it is light enough and it is water-based that can help your skin breathe. Now, when I drop the Total Control foundation, you can see that, yes, it sinks to the bottom and it creates a film on the top. So the more I move it, the more that you'll see it's sticking to the sides and it doesn't really mix in. Now, the moment of truth, I'll get my other stirring stick and let's stir it together. Like if you can see, it's doing the same exact thing. Now it is breaking down a whole lot more than the MAC Pro Longwear. So what this tells me is that yes, there is some sort of heavy metals, but it also is very heavy in oil, because you could even see right around here that it is separating from the water and it is attaching to the sides of my cup. Like you could even see on the bottom there, like it does not mix in. So that's that. Let me clean up my stick. So now, of course, like, you know, people that tend to have oily skin tend to break out a whole lot more when the oil's not contained, because yes, oil can cause breakouts as well. So especially if you have oily skin, this isn't the foundation that you would want to use because it'll clog your pores even more. All right, so now let's go to the Custom Blend Foundation. So the Custom Blend Foundation is water-based and mineral-based, non-comedogenic, hypoallergenic as well. And I want you to take a look. No, nothing in the bottom. It's all just plain water. Okay, so let's take a little bit of this. I'm just going to pour a bit of it in there. All right, so just like the other foundations, like we talked about, as you can see, it kind of sunk into the bottom there. But if you can actually see, it starts moving already in the water. And then when we mix it, it literally dissolves. Like there's no, even on my stick, like there's no trace of the foundation that we just poured in there. Okay, so as I said, the reason why is because it is a water-based foundation. A lot of foundations in like the bigger companies now, like Makeup Forever, and even Laura Mercier, are coming out with like water-based foundations, just because skincare-wise, it'll help let your skin breathe. Now, again, it's still a work in progress for a lot of companies out there. But with custom blend foundation, not only does it not clog pores and is hypoallergenic, you could also add skincare and all that jazz to it and then customize to your color. So if I'm going to compare all of this, as you guys can see, like, it's kind of scary to see all that that's going on your face, right? So this one is the MAC one. That one is the NYX one. And that's custom blend. So you always want to make sure that you use something for your face that doesn't clog the pores, to avoid breakouts, basically. All right, I hope this was helpful. Please DM me, let me know, send me a message, email me if you have any questions about what I just did or what we talked about. All right, until the next video, thanks so much. Bye.